welcome to the Fighting Couch Potatoes Halloween special. What's up, you beautiful, sexy, spooky bitches? All right, today we're going to talk about Dead Space. I have with me, as always, my boy Liquid Gold Steve.
I pull the brick 67% of the time.
And my boy Kadawfi Crush.
I hate Nightmare Before Christmas.
I'm glad you got that out the way. I bet you pissed some people off with that.
Fuck them.
Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck. Hey, listen. Fuck you. For real, though. Okay, so, as I said, it's Halloween. You should be hearing this on Halloween. Right now, it is not Halloween. For us, it is October 4th. Today, we are talking about Dead Space. Now, with there being a new remake in the works, this should be a popular topic among people. They're bringing back a very good series, a very scary series, in my opinion. Most of
MattMatt's opinion.
Most of you have probably played the second one. The first one's kind of one of those things where either people went to Mass Effect or they went to Dead Space. Because it was right, I think Mass Effect was 2007 and Dead Space was for sure 2008. And EA was doing those franchises at the same time. It was either lost in translation or put right into your mainstream. Anyway, so I have played this game multiple times. I played the second one first, but then I went back and played this one back in 2010, 2012, something like that. And Kadawfi has also completed it once because apparently that shit too scary for him.
I like wearing my panties. Don't like having them scared off.
But for the first time, Steve was able to play 4 hours of it. 3 or 4 hours on Impossible. The game mode, because, he wanted to pull the brick. So I got through the game, pulled out Impossible mode for him. And he told me before he started everything, he wasn't going to die once. Now, 20 minutes later, he's having his head ripped off. And again. And again. And again. So, Steve, I'm going to give you the floor. What was your first thoughts rolling into it?
Well, MattMatt, when I first saw the load-in screen, I thought it was like you seeing, you're in a spaceship and you see dead static after a call in space. Well, I don't know what that fucking word is called. Transmission.
Transmission would be right.
But it kind of had a spooky vibe to it. It's scary, but you would have to be in that situation. I would say I would shit my fucking pants. On Impossible, I'm going to tell you this. I could have beat it if I had more than 4 hours. But for the 3 hours, 3 and a quarter, something like that, I died a lot. I'm not going to fucking lie about that.
You got through 2 chapters.
But at least I went to second chapter. I did the thermite bomb and that was it. That was about, because I was about thermite bomb and I went to the med labs, whatever they called.
The research lab.
Well,
it was a medical bay, whatever, yeah.
The only kind of enemies I fought were babies with spikes, grown people that look like slashers, and half a man, half a scorpion.
Now you're missing one more.
What else did he fight?
The Infector?
That was the thing that put you out the game. Okay, that's what put you out the game.
It looked to me the Infector seemed like more of a a second parter to it, or it felt like he was the tougher one other than the slash. The slashers felt like they were easy,
right?
The kind of the Infector was level 2 for him, and then I thought the babies were fine, but they weren't really that hard to play as long as you got them before they shot you.
Yeah.
And you didn't have anything.
They did massive damage.
Yeah, they did.
They did massive damage.
Yeah, on Impossible, they definitely did.
The thing with them is they stagger you. You get staggered, obviously, when you get hit, but you're more likely to get grabbed when they get close up on you with the slashers. Those people will, or the babies will, because I think they're called, the official term is lurker, I do believe. And don't quote me on that. I think that's what it is. They're there to obviously to zone you. You get staggered, another necromorph comes up and they grab you. And then they start fucking stabbing the shit out of you. And you die in horrific ways in this fucking series. Oh my God. Like, that's one thing that pulled me into this originally, like with the second one and with the first one and fuck the third one, was the amount of times that you died. Like, cause it's part of the game, to be honest with you. It's like there's situational. You get sucked down into space. There's, you didn't get to it, but there's a part where Isaac's going through the ship and a arm pops out of a wall and starts dragging you along. And you're supposed to, you put your gun up and you try to shoot the yellow spot on it to let it go. But if you don't, you get pulled into the fucking wall. Like, it's horrific what they did to this guy. Like, 100%.
Yeah, he got a lot of death scenes. He has a ton of them.
You're in a horror game. I would think that'd be a part of it. Well,
I mean, real talk, like, most horror games, you kind of just, like, die. Maybe you get your head chopped off or something kind of cool once in a while. But it's like every time this dude dies, it's like a spectacle of art. It's like, how many different ways can we rip this dude apart? I feel like that's what they tried to make originally. I feel like it was like a game test of like, how many different ways can we rip a character apart? And it was like, ooh, let's make a game behind that.
Well, this is, I know what come out before this did we get Resident Evil 5 before or after this?
Isn't Resident Evil 5 2006?
Oh, I mean, that's a really good question.
Something like that. But I know
that's a really good question.
Resident Evil 4 was 2004.
Yeah, 2004. Yeah.
Which you can see a lot of Resident Evil in general in this game, right? Yeah. You have your inventory system, which was definitely
prolific. You kind of have tank controls.
You do have tank controls, like with the you didn't get to the zero gravity in this one, but in the first one, you did get to it. You can't float around like in the second one and the third one. It's no 360. It's, you have the gravity boots and then you push off onto something else.
Yep.
Yeah. Which was very much like they gave you a little bit more leeway in the second one. But with the first one, it was, if I have someone out here, I've got to deal with them. I just can't jump away. I might go out into fucking space,
Yeah. So like, what is Dead Space truly about? Like, can you give me a little bit of background about like what it is at? Because like, obviously I played through it and I got through the story and the whole Nicole fun stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like, all right, cool. But I didn't dive any deeper. I was like, fuck that. I ain't going back.
Are you talking about the whole thing or are you talking about like what's going on in the first one?
What's going on in the first one?
In the first one,
what is the real deal?
You are CEC engineer Isaac Clarke.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets a distress call from his, not distress call. He gets a call from his girlfriend, middle of the night saying something's wrong. And every single time you see this transmission that he keeps playing throughout the game, he never finishes it, right? So he gets on ship on the Kellyan as, cause the Ishimura that the ship she's stationed on sends out a distress call. He gets on the ship with them to go check him out. Cause obviously he wants to go find out if his girlfriend's okay.
You didn't fully say the name of the Ishimura.
The USG Ishimura?
Was that like whole thing? Planet cracking?
Oh, it's the biggest planet cracker vessel in its class. I mean, shut the fuck up. It's the Ishimura.
So, hold on. Can Goku beat it?
Yes.
Goku can beat it.
Now, wait. Now, you hold on one second. Like, the USG Ishimura is not a pimp called Slickback. You don't got to say the whole thing.
Biggest planet cracker in its...
when you have a name called Planet Cracker Ishimura.
What it is... Well, in that world, they have mining ships that go to different planets and they pop the cork of the planet and start siphoning the core out of it.
Like
right, their elements and their nutrients and all that. Yeah, they're mining the planet out.
What a waste.
Which is what they're there for. But then
So are they Saiyans then? I'm sorry, I'm done.
You shut the hell up and listen.
Aren't they more like Kryptonians?
No, because the Kryptonians were terraforming. That's different.
That was Invincible. That was the...
Oh, well, it was the Viltrumites.
Viltrumites,
yes. That's what they are.
No.
Looks like Superman.
No, that's not what they are. Anyway, so...
You want to blame Superman
Isaac,
so bad.
Fuck Superman.
Let's go on to that another day.
Matt. Continue on.
We talked about the Batman episode. Now we're on Superman.
Him and fucking Jack Skellington can die together.
Goku can't beat Superman.
All right.
Continuing on. Okay. All right. So Isaac answers the distress call with the crew that he goes in. They are pulled in by their gravity well, the one that pulls them into the dock. It pulls them directly into the hull of the ship. So they crash land. Not able. There goes their means of escape. They're trying to find out what's going on. They can't get in contact with anyone. They step on board. And then that's what I like. One other thing I like is this game kind of throws you in the deep end almost immediately.
Right. So what happens when they step on board?
They step on board. They get into a room, but they find out that a quarantine was going on. And they don't know why. Mm-hmm. They just find a bunch of dead bodies, a bunch of blood around the room. Like, what the fuck is going on? So they sent Isaac to go open the doors. Well, as soon as he lifts the quarantine, while he's in a separate room, his whole crew gets massacred, except for two people. That's Hammond and that other bitch. I can't remember her name. They don't matter. This story's about Isaac.
To be honest, I felt the same way.
It was Hammond, and then it was like Rebecca or some shit.
I don't remember her name, but I know she was cuter than Nicole. How about that?
Fair enough. Yeah.
The bitch in the second one was finer than the one in the first.
The bitch in the second, her name is Ellie, and don't you fuck around. Anyway, so all hell breaks loose. You start getting chased by these monsters, and you're supposed to run away. As soon as you run away, you get an elevator, blah, blah, blah. The game gives you your first weapon, the best weapon in the fucking game, the plasma cutter. Now, while we're on the topic of weapons, how many different weapons did you obtain on your playthrough?
I only obtained the plasma cutter, and then I wanted a bigger plasma cutter, so I got the shotgun.
The line cutter.
Line cutter.
It's the line gun, yeah.
The line gun, yes. I thought it was better than getting a plasma rifle off bat. I felt like it was getting the shotgun first would probably be the best thing, and then get the pistol when I have a better aim or accuracy at it.
Felt like Resident Evil, didn't it? Get the pistol, then get the shotty.
Yeah,
I'll try everything else later.
Except you can't really roundhouse anybody in this game. You can stomp the shit out of them. You can lay their asses the fuck out and stomp a mud hole in them.
So my overall question is, like, now that we kind of have the setup of you being on the Ishimura, I mean, like, I know that Isaac's task here is to hunt down Nicole. And I also know that in order for him to do such, he has to essentially repair the tram. To get around. Repair the tram, repair parts of the ship so he can get to places. You know, that's kind of the gameplay element, is because Isaac is a mechanic.
He's an engineer. And he lucked out, didn't he?
Ooh, God. He should have called out that day.
Well,
but so, like, what the fuck is going on though? Like, so I get Isaac has all this stuff to do, but like,
why is what's going on?
Right. What are these creatures? Where are they coming from? What are they?
While on Aegis 7, the planet that they were mining out,
well, they were cracking.
The Ishimura uncovered a old artifact known as the Marker. The Marker is basically a beacon that spreads a form of, I want to say, it's dementia. The best way I can explain it right now is it gives you dementia and then it reanimates your dead body once you die of being crazy. Not bullshitting, that's how it works. And they transform these different all the crew members of the Ishimura are changed into these monsters. Like, if you notice like, you go into another area and you see, like, say, because you were in the medical bay, you notice when you got in there, a lot of them had medical uniforms on.
Because it's different parts of the ship.
Right. But other than that, different body types make different necromorphs. You got to a bit of it, but you didn't see the whole thing. Obviously, you saw the babies, right? They were turned into those little lurker things.
I saw the slashers, as you said. The infected, that was the mechanics and the medical bay staff, the lurkers, and then the spitters. And those scorpion guys. So if you that's a cool thing about this is if you look at different enemies, you can see what they were like before. Like, you didn't get to you saw the little crawly deals that jumped on you and you had to mash X to smash them all. Those came from pregnant necromorphs, which were pregnant women on the ship who were transformed into these big bloated creatures that house these smaller creatures. Then you have, like I said, the babies. Then you have the infector, which I do believe
is a bit of a. It's like the remember the Crawley deal with the tail?
Yeah.
I think what it was is because if you haven't noticed, bleeding out and limbs don't matter. They can multiply and turn into two separate entities. That's how this works. It changes their biochemistry.
Whoa. Hold on. Okay. Maybe I got lost. Maybe I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I gotta ask you again. What is turning people into these creatures?
The marker.
How?
It sends out a signal.
Okay. And it forces a mutation?
It forces them to go crazy. Right?
Right.
But it also spreads a form of mutation, yes.
Okay.
It rewrites their genetics.
Like it triggers so that's part of the dementia and the crazy is it's part of the a forced evolution, a quick mutation, whatever you'd like to call it.
Well,
so
it'd be an evolution because it didn't start out like they just turned into monsters. It started out with the crew killing each other. If you read text and shit out and about,
right,
the crew turned on each other.
Right.
Right? And you see with Nicole later on, when she, spoiler alert for a game that came out in 2008, she fucking kills herself.
Shazam.
Yeah. But for real though, they don't just turn into them shit. They freak the fuck out, either kill themselves or kill each other and come back as that. That's what the infectors were, where they were speeding that process along.
Okay. So, all right. The infectors are the big...
bat deals.
No.
Oh.
Are the big... I don't want to use bat. I like that, but I don't want to use bat. The big...
skin flap things?
No. The big... What is the sea creature that looks like...
Stingray.
Stingray. Damn. The thing that kills...
They're more like a
one.
bat, man.
So
and you know.
They look like more like kites in the air.
Like a stingray. They look like... They look like
don't want
kites.
to say bat.
The thing, I was thinking stingray and I couldn't get it out. Anyway, so those things create
necromorphs.
They take people and shift them into necromorphs.
Yes,
and the necromorphs are all these weird thingies that we're talking about. The slashers, which are pretty much just people with big slashy arms.
Your regular
right,
enemy.
And then you got the really fast slashers, the super duper fast ones that are like generally black.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody ever catches that. They're really fast and they're always black. Now, and then there's also the as Stephen called the scorpion doohickey. That's the guy who has just arms and his tail of sorts is his spine. He's like it's a torso with arms and a spine, right? So okay.
Those are
different body types make different necromorphs.
Those are leapers.
Now, leapers.
That's what they're called.
Hey, them shit can jump now. With just arms, them shit can float. But, okay. So we have the beacon coming out here, making people crazy. They're killing each other, right? And then these skin flap things, they come through after people are dead and shift them over? Or are these people transforming into this in their death?
This is like a chicken and the egg type thing.
Okay.
Like, yes, some turn straight into lurkers, right? Okay. That's a thing. But they also, it's a very quick mutation among these creatures.
Right.
Like, it's basically like the marker is alive.
Mm-hmm.
Right? At least the signal that's coming through it is alive.
It's like a biosignature.
Yeah. And it's rewriting, like I said, genetics and everything like that, changing these people into these necromorphs. But as always, life has a way of spreading quicker.
Right.
Which is why you get the different types. You got, like I said, you got the leaper, you got your swarmers, which come out of the pregnant ones, which later games turn you into necromorphs, so you find out through a death scene. It's changed a lot, but like the mainstay of the story is these are basically zombies, alien zombies.
Yeah. Okay, I'll buy that.
But yeah, and you have to fend these off with what you have. Like, if you haven't noticed, because you got the line gun, and you got most of the guns. Did you notice anything similar about each of the weapons? About how maybe besides the pulse rifle, and I think the flamethrower, these were construction equipment that he was using.
Right.
It was
a pulse rifle is a
no, that's what I just said. Is not the pulse rifle. It's a military weapon. Because you obviously have security on the ship, so obviously you'll have military weapons on the ship. Isaac was dealing with what he had the means to do with.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the plasma cutter. He's not trained in in hand-to-hand combat or shooting or stuff like that. He's just good with the plasma cutter, and he's good with the javelin gun that you get later on. That's just to put rivets into the sides of ships.
Right.
And that was a really cool thing. Like I was saying earlier, hot off the heels of Resident Evil, because you see it a lot. Leon is a former cop turned special agent. Mm-hmm. Chris Redfield, a former cop turned special agent. He's Stars. Yeah, I know.
I was about to say, was he a cop?
He was a part of Stars.
He was always Stars. Stars is special.
Jill, fucking, the only one that doesn't really, I don't think, has training is Claire. Anyway.
We hating on Claire.
I'm not hating on Claire.
She got through it, but
I'm not hating on that. Exactly. And that's what he did. But that's what goes to show you, like you were saying earlier, he's fixing part of the ship to get it up and running so he can do what he, to find his girlfriend. Right. Because he's obviously trying to find her. Which you said that you got to the second. You got to the thermite, right?
Thermite bomb going through, and I think that was the medical bay.
He stopped with the skin flap.
The skin
flap
infector
kept killing him. He was like, I'm done. He had been his 4 or 5 hours or whatever.
But that's a really cool thing about this is like, obviously it's zombies in space, so fuck yeah, right? But at the same time, you have a dude who has nothing to do with this type of life.
Right.
Making it through. Like, shit. Spoiler alert. Hammond fucking dies, and he's the captain of your ship. So obviously he's seen some shit going on. The other girl dies after betraying you later on because she was actually there to obtain the marker and bring it back home.
Hard. Now, hold on. Back to story shit.
Okay.
Why?
What
the fuck did she want that thing for?
You ever seen Alien? Or Aliens.
Oh, okay. Somebody's
bioweapon.
Money.
Immediately. Yes.
That bioweapon would so fucking turn on you worse than Alien would.
Dead Space 3 is a thing.
Shit. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that would turn on you so bad.
That's the thing is they can't control it, but it's not really a money thing. It's more of it's the Church of Unitology. They believe that the next evolutionary step is to become those things. That's what's going on.
What benefit?
Immortality.
There is no immortality with that. That's not even you anymore. Like,
they don't care.
So like, they're stupid.
The body exists. It lives on.
Like, no. The Church of Unitology wasn't all markered up. It was the people on the ship that was all markered up. The Church of Unitology wanted this thing. And so,
they believed it.
Okay. Let me try to put this thing. I think I remember this part from the game. So the Ishimura, the planet cracker, it found this marker while they were cracking the planet. Reported in the Church of Unitology, because there's always a big corporate something, right? So they get involved because it had to pass through them some way somehow. And oh shit, let's check it out and see what it does. They're responsible for it being turned on and fucking those people up on the Ishimura. And then they saw that and went, yeah, we need that.
Yeah. The second one and the third one are a thing.
Okay.
Which, the third one, the way they said it was, let's go find the home of the markers. And they do, but they don't. Fuck you, EA, for that bullshit that you gave us. I just want to put that on the internet because I don't give a fuck. Anyway.
Yeah, you wouldn't be the first person.
Any fucking way.
EA's been all fucked up for a while now.
Which we're getting the Callisto Protocol, so
hey, by the way, one day EA's gonna make the Fighting Couch Potatoes video game.
You damn right.
Fuck you, EA.
Give me a Command Man. No, fuck that. I want a Final Flash.
I want a Command Man.
I want a Hadouken.
All you need is the transmission to Hadouken. Could you imagine that? Almost like a Hellzone grenade?
Akuma is a thing.
Shut up.
Akuma is a thing.
Akuma's fate. Anyway, Akuma would make it through this.
Dead Space? Oh my god.
Unless, he can't. Well, that's the thing. Okay, later on in the story, so you didn't get to it. As you go through, as you're fixing the shit, there's a couple things that are going on. You face bosses. You face a big nest monster thing.
I gotta ask.
Hold on. He was in the middle of something.
As you're going, Isaac starts to go insane.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know that you're going insane, but you are.
Right.
For instance, you start seeing Nicole out and about. Right? Which playing it again, you start to realize, because like there's a part in the game where you're supposed to protect Nicole while she's trying to fix something for you to get across. You remember that.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see that. Isaac is forming the dementia that is that turned everybody on each other throughout the game, which it's cool because you get to see it firsthand why they did what they did.
Yeah.
Anyway, to make long story short, you find out after you get on, you go down to the planet after fixing the ship, right? And you fight the final boss or whatever. You're okay. No, you find out the girl turned on you, right? Because she wanted you to get the marker off the ship, which you did. You brought it down to the planet so they could, do whatever the fuck to get it out of there. After that, she gets killed by the big monster that was lurking in beneath the ship, in the bellies of the bowels of the ship, all that. And you finally, it's pretty cool because, like, you notice throughout the whole game, Isaac doesn't talk. He screams. Isaac says nothing the entire game, except for one time. And it's at the very end, after you beat the final boss, because you brought down the cork that the planet had popped out of it, the one that's the Ishimura is holding, to crash into the planet to destroy the marker and destroy the big hive monster that was a biomass of a bunch of people. It was really gross.
Some body horror.
But like you're for real. It gets gross later on.
It was pretty grody.
So you get onto the ship or the escape pod and you're banging on the door for it to open up, and Isaac yells, "Come on!" And it finally opens up. He gets off the planet, right? He sets a course for Earth, and as he thinks he's okay, Nicole pops out at him and grabs him. End of game. You don't ever get away from it because Isaac is now crazy. He is also in the second and third game, and you get to see what crazy the fuck they did to him. But anyway, like I know it's a lot to take in, but you played the second one, and you obviously know what's going on. And you've played. I kind of want to compare it a little bit, if we can, to other horror games you played, because I know you've played Resident Evil. Obviously, you played the new remake. I don't think you played 3, but that's okay. And The Evil Within, because that's really what we got nowadays. Is like I said, Resident Evil, Dead Space, technically, Evil Within, and then there's another shooter. They're over-the-shoulder third person. The Last of Us.
Is that really a horror game?
Yeah, it is. Like, it's a drama. It's a drama, but like that shit gets creepy.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if it's like a horror game.
Well, because it's
not. All right. Once you realize Joel can punch everything, it's not that scary.
Isaac can punch everything.
Not like Joel can. Not like that. Isaac can swing one good time, but Joel can.
Put it in the comments. You think Isaac Clarke would die in Last of Us, or Joel would survive in Dead Space?
All right, hold on. Is it Isaac Clarke with Joel's equipment in Last of Us? If Isaac Clarke
you put them in opposite.
All right, because at that rate, Isaac Clarke's getting trashed in The Last of Us. He's getting trashed now.
Isaac gets better.
Joel and damn Dead Space. Joel would have a good time. Joel would have a great time, especially
would die,
especially with the weapons that Isaac gets. And
hold on, man. Okay, bruh. You straight up take Joel and put him in Dead Space. You put an engineer. You put an engineer, a smart engineer.
You put Joel in Dead Space, right? All right. Joel isn't getting past some of the more ridiculous rooms, but he's not dying by any stretch of the imagination. Joel's gonna wipe out the area he's in and live there. And that's that. And that's fucking that. But Joel will make, like, Joel don't even need Isaac's tools. Joel will make a motherfucking, give him a bottle of alcohol and a rag. See what Joel can do. Give Joel some sugar and some nails and see what he can do.
Now, what would Leon S. Kennedy do in this situation?
Roundhouse.
I think Leon get killed too.
Seriously?
I think Leon get killed in Dead Space. That roundhouse kick ain't gonna get you very far.
Get your leg cut off.
They gonna get you.
That usually works.
like he's not gonna suplex a necromorph. It's just not.
Hey, catches the leaper midair.
I wanted to say a few things. The leaper, You never seen Joe Swanson? You see fucking
Joel Swanson.
Joe Swanson. All right, come on, man. Like that's
His
why.
name's Miller.
Hold on. That's why he can jump so far. Because he got the upper body.
That's why there is only like a few of those leaper guys, right? There's never like 30 of them in a room because there's not 30 guys on a wheelchair on a spaceship.
Oh my god.
That makes all the sense. Different body types make his legs already don't work.
Now, I will admit, okay, the thing with Joel will get very far, especially if he gets a spacesuit because he's going to need one.
Yeah.
I'll give him that, right?
Joel gets stupid far.
Until two things pop up. The Ubermorph and the, what the fuck are they called?
Look at me. Joel's
they jitter. They shake.
Look at Joel's not going to fix the tram.
The Twitcher.
So like he wouldn't get that far.
Twitchers
Joel
would
can't
murder
use,
Joel.
Joel can't use telekinesis. So he can't even fix the tram to even really get off the first chapter.
I can't get to the later enemies.
I'm telling you, that boy is stuck in the first chapter.
He would die.
And he's wiping everything out.
He would die.
How?
The marker is also affecting his mind the whole time.
Oh, yeah, I guess he'd go crazy eventually.
Yeah.
So fair enough.
Joel would die.
Fair enough.
Isaac's the only one who would ever survive this.
Look at there.
I'll give you that.
We
I would,
cracked the code.
but Isaac's still getting clapped in Last of Us.
Nah.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Without his spacesuit, without his space armor, and his space guns, out here with very limited pistol ammo, he's not.
Let me say something.
Dead Space 3 is a thing.
Let me say something.
He's
real
not.
fast.
Yeah, but Dead Space 1 happened first.
True.
How Joel got ripped apart every single time I died.
Joel didn't get ripped apart. They didn't show it at least.
Not Joel. Isaac got ripped up. The suit was paper mache at best. That suit was made of paper mache at best. I'm telling you.
Yeah, because the necromorphs, their arms and shit were just bone. Yeah. Like, I mean, they were out here Wolverineing people.
So let's think about this. That armor, yes, later on would give you a little extra edge.
Yeah, it gets nice.
But the beginning armor, you were walking around with Joel shit on.
You were walking around with a work uniform.
You were walking around with a t-shirt.
you were probably getting some dicky fucking. That was probably like that. If you looked in that damn suit, it probably said Dickies.
hey, we're all gonna say this right now. Isaac pulled up to the Ishimura in his orange vest and his hard hat. That's what happened. A construction worker got in.
So like, think about it. Like in Last of Us, he was only in a t-shirt and some jeans, and then those jeans are probably Dickies too.
No, those are Buddy Lee dungarees.
Those are Levi's. Don't get me wrong.
With his plaid shirt on, with his 2 plaid shirts.
Buddy Lee.
All right. But yes, I think Isaac could go further in Last of Us. I think you're giving him a little less disrespect on him. He's an engineer, man. He'll
figure it out.
All right.
He doesn't need. Yes, he won't have stasis packs or fucking telekinesis. But I think Isaac got it.
Isaac just ain't the. Isaac is not the dude enough to be out here surviving Last of Us.
How about this? Isaac with my aiming ability probably would last him.
Yeah, we have.
All right, let's do this. All right. Hold on. I'm going to let you get to Steve right quick. Hold on, but I'm going to do this. All right. Isaac, perfect aim. He knows how to use a pistol. All right, we'll give him that, right?
He knows how to point a laser pointer.
He knows how to use a gun, all right? And he's crafty. He's an engineer. So he could probably make better bombs than Joel and stuff like that. If Isaac were smart, he could totally survive the Last of Us world. But the Last of Us mission, the Joel mission, in Joel's shoes, he's not surviving that. The hunters are going to fuck him up. The clickers are going to fuck him up. He's not going to survive that. It's just not happening. Not Mr. Ishimura and friends. Like, he probably ain't getting past the first set of fireflies. You know, when you got to sneak past him and shit? Who said he could sneak?
Yeah, he don't
that bitch don't sneak nowhere. That bitch walks right on through. Like,
with the most awkward ass fucking stomp. I'm telling you, the second
stomp is so much better.
It might be less power, but I'd rather have that continuous fucking stone cold stomp.
I haven't seen the stomp in the second one, but I know that stomp in the first one. that's one of them stomps. Like, if you stomp somebody in the head for real, like get your heel in the nose, like eyeballs is popping out and there's gonna be spaghetti on the ground. Like, it's one of those stomps. All that heavy weight in that. I mean, he puts some torque in his hip.
He twists the hips.
Like, you know how they say, like, strike from the ground? He really does. I don't know what the other stomp looks like, but I know he's not doing that.
So his stomp and his punch are like 10 times better than the second one. Because first off, his punch, he doesn't just swing his weapon.
Right.
Because that's what he's doing in the first one, if you didn't know. Like, even when he has a two-handed weapon, he'll swing it.
Yep, he's just Scary Terry out here.
In the second one, he'll punch a motherfucker with it.
You mentioned...
Hook.
And y'all have both mentioned that, like, in the second one, like, Isaac does things a little bit better. Has anybody, like, thought about that, maybe Isaac was scared shitless and became a better human? Became a better fighter in the second one?
No.
Survivor.
Isaac's full of bad ideas.
No, it was literally the first one, Matthew. I'm telling you.
Like in the first one, he showed up unprepared for devastation. The second one, however the game starts, I'm sure he's ready to throw hands. I'm sure he's like, Nicole's dead. I'm crazy. And fucking,
he is ready to throw hands.
I'm sure it's a different ballpark. Go ahead, Steve.
All right. So when MattMatt said that the first one, they kind of throw you in the shit, nah. The second one? No, hold on.
Leave that for another episode. Damn. We're going to skip to stay on the first one. No.
But the second one had a better throw you in the shit moment.
Yeah, it did.
No, the second one
didn't give a fuck about you.
First one, you kind of baby walked and you had to run from some necromorphs, but when you got the gun, they finally attacked you. But, you got through in the shit in the second one first. Better than the first one.
Earlier, you mentioned that Dead Space is pretty much zombies in space. And, I mean... That's what kept me away from it for so long. Like, I didn't actually play Dead Space till, 2013, 2014,
You were
one
of the people who did Mass Effect.
No, I didn't play Mass Effect till the same year. I bought them both. I bought them both the same year.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
I couldn't decide for a long time if I wanted to play Mass Effect or Dead Space. And whenever those games came out, all the way to 2014 was when I made my decision. And I just bought them both because they came in... Well, Mass Effect came in a bundle, the 3-pack, and then Dead Space Part 1. And I mean, once I got into Dead Space and I noticed that he, in fact, was an engineer and these weren't actually pistols he was using. This was, I was like, oh, well, that was some of the interest for it. And like the main mechanic of the gameplay of going from one hellhole to the next, just trying to fix some shit so you can get
the next hellhole.
Bro, there were points where it was like, bro, I'd have clocked out. I'd have been clocked out and went home. Fuck you. I'm going back to the ship that's burnt down. I don't care.
I will sit here till rescue comes.
Bro, is that an airlock? Somebody let me out. Ding dong. Like, I'd have been got the fuck out of there.
I really do like how it feels like, it doesn't feel like cartoony ever.
No.
Because it's, like I said, it's construction. It's like, I keep saying that. He's using the tools of his trade. Right? His stasis, his telekinesis, cutting their arms off and shooting them back at him. You'll kill one in one shot with that. And like his, you got to the level 2 suit. It was also really cool that as you went along in the game and as you earned credits, because you picked up money off of people sometimes, you could upgrade your suit and it didn't change your suit. It kept it as the same suit, but adding on more armor. It changed your helmet, but it also put more plates on you until, because you didn't get it. You got to the level 6 suit. There's one more, and it's the military suit, which is a whole new ballgame. It's you'll see him out and about on dead bodies. The security guards, like you'll see them laid out there. That's the suit you get. Oh. And it's a lot more air. It's a lot more armor because air is also a thing with the airlocks, like you were saying.
It didn't do them no good.
No, it didn't. But anyway, it's basically get good or die. You
die trying.
You die trying? Yeah, for real. Because like I was saying earlier, dying's a part of the game. And it's like, how many different ways can I fucking die? And I was back in middle school when this game came out. I remember someone having one of those Guinness World Record books. Mm-hmm. They had a whole page on that shit in the Guinness World Record book on just death scenes in the game.
Oh, nice.
Like, if you look up a YouTube video of that shit like 30 minutes long, and it's different each time.
Oh, nice.
It's horrible.
I know we saw Liquid Gold die a bunch of different times.
It was mostly having his head stabbed.
or bitten off, or sliced in half. And,
the infector sucks.
Does he have telekinesis, or does his suit have telekinesis?
His suit has it's a module. You didn't see him install.
Well, I know it's a module, but like what I'm asking is like, all right, the little module he puts on, does it juice him or does it juice his suit?
Suit.
Okay.
It's a tool. So
right.
it's not him developing.
It's like a magnetism tool, or
right, that his suit can, or like not even his suit. It's just something you can install. Like there's because it shows you in the second one, And the third one, how he's able to, in the third one, he's already got all his stuff. So it shows you that he just has that tool installed, like his stasis. It's something, I'll get to it actually. You notice his rig, right? His health bar, his stasis, all that. Every single person has one of those. It's linked to their biometrics. It's their fucking identification. It's everything. It's updating their rig.
Gotcha.
Which I always thought was a really cool concept with this was like you get on in the future, the future, because it's 22 something, like 200 years from now, right? And it's what would technology be like then? We have ourselves out and about in space, and we have to have a way of looking at our buddy because like people on construction sites or people just out and about. We have, instead of them being like, here's my card, here's, like the communicator and everything, that's all from the rig.
Okay.
So it's not so much as like each different suit is more shit. It's your personal rig
can be upgraded.
Exactly.
It's like you can go to the store and buy this pair of shoes, and for the rest of your life, this shoe can always be upgraded, or you could just have raggedy pair of shoes. But it's always going to be the same pair of shoes.
Yeah, it's yours.
Fair enough.
Steve?
So because I at least got to the tram and everything when they made it. In this, I did like how there was kind of like a hub, but it was
the train station, yeah.
But it wasn't like a real hub. Like there was the store, there was the bench, and then
we didn't talk about the bench.
But hold on,
yeah, go ahead.
I just like that little spot where it's like, okay, but you also did say it's not a safe place.
Oh fuck, no, it isn't. On.
Hold on.
The tram. Everything the fuck else, fuck you. The game does not give a shit about your feelings. As you notice, like even when you would shoot someone, you'd run away. Like, you go into the next room, you go down a fucking elevator, and that bitch would pop out the vent. Like, bitch, you thought you was going to get away from this? They chase you. Like, it's relentless. Which I always thought was really cool, was like with Resident Evil. Obviously, you can run away, and the zombie you're facing, the tyrant you're facing, whatever, leaves you alone, right? Unless it's just constantly following you. These individual enemies chase your ass. So, did you ever notice that? Like, in a main area, you get to a certain area, next chapter, right? And it was the same set of enemies that you had to clear out. They didn't just keep on coming.
They have the same enemy type, but it's not like the same people. Like,
right.
They still had slashers, they still had infected. I didn't get to the infectors because I thought you were talking about and I wanted to explain something. It was the guys that looked black were not black. They had a black mechanical suit on. Am I right, MattMatt, or am I wrong?
Their bodies ripped through that suit.
Man, their bodies. Man, it was a damn Dickie shirt.
They're all pink on
jackass.
The inside. Look, bro, I'm just saying that the ones that always ran past them white boys just always happen to be black boys.
Those are Dickie overalls.
And bro, I'm trying to. It just so happened that the ones that were faster were. I mean,
we're not looking it up.
I mean, they were the darker complected of the two types of slashy arm guys. What are they called? Slashers. Yeah. It was like a bunch of Barakas coming at you.
Oh my god. Do you remember the what's it called? The Twitchers? I was talking about them earlier.
Which ones are the Twitchers? The
Twitchers are the ones they're real fast, right? They sit there and twitch, you shine your light on them and it freaks them the fuck out.
What light? You get a light in the first one?
Yeah, you've been had a light.
They got overalls on. All
right. So check this one out. This is your standard white edition one, right? You can see.
That's a spitter because that woman spit on me.
Yeah, but you can see.
Hold on,
you can see the complexion of her skin, right? Is what I'm getting at.
That's
right?
a medical officer.
Now
that's probably Nicole right there.
Now look at the other guy. That wasn't him. Where was it?
It was you.
I don't know. Help me out, Frank. Because the fans can see this.
That's an outfit.
You can see the darker. Look at his skin. Look at his arms.
I think that's Dead Space 2.
You can see.
Nope, that's the exact one.
The darker parts of his skin. Versus with her, you can see how pale she is.
That's a suit.
Yeah, the suit's all black. But
that's a suit.
But the darker complected skin You
That
can't.
looks like
you
white
can't.
hands. That look like white hands.
You want me to be honest with you?
Dude,
Let's do it.
that's white hands. That is white hands.
Nah, man, those are hands that have no blood to them anymore.
That's white hands.
Okay, so he got white hands, but the rest of his skin is a dark color, like a dark brown. But he got white hands.
That's a suit.
That is a suit.
The rest of it's the suit.
That's a suit.
Okay, Steve. Now, look here, bro. I mean, what was that? Was that guy black too?
It's a suit. You can look at it. It's definitely a fucking 3-piece suit.
Let me see it. That's a white guy.
Just saying, Steve. Anyway, now, Steve, you had more questions or more things to say?
Yeah, I'm gonna put the questions. I can fill in some blanks if you want.
Okay. So where I stopped at, and I stopped right when the infectors were stuck somebody. Like they literally
Brought someone back.
That dude was alive. I think
they bring back dead bodies.
Oh well,
They go around the ship.
he stuck him into the wall, and that man turned into like an extra
Beefy? Yeah.
No, that dude was alive. He was hollering and all, wasn't he?
No,
I thought so.
no.
I really thought so.
I'm pretty sure because they don't just bring back dead bodies. They snatch you up.
The only time I've ever seen them bring back a live victim was the very start of the second game.
It was in that cut scene in the first game.
No, because like even what that's what gets me is like, you ever seen a game? I've always found this fucked up, and only 2 times have I ever seen it in like zombie games where you get turned into one.
Yeah.
And it was 2 times. It was Dead Space with the heads, the crawly heads that rip your head off and then replace themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's only the second one, right?
That's the first one.
That
is the first one
too.
Oh yeah,
Them motherfuckers.
yeah. I don't like them.
And then there's then Resident Evil 3, the thing that Nemesis drops onto other zombies to infect them. They'll jump onto you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they'll do that straight up. It'll just be like you're dead and Jill will be walking away. Like, that's always been one of the creepier things to me, is when you
just die.
When you die and like your character just comes back. You know, it's like really fucking. It's weird to see because it's like, damn, I didn't want him to end up like that. Kill him or something.
I'm just gonna say this again. I think Isaac was made of paper mache because I felt like you blew like wind on him.
You were playing on Impossible and you had no health. You like, we were getting to the bench earlier. You went into the bench and didn't install. You installed one power node.
I installed 3 power nodes, but most of them were trying to get to somewhere because I do like this about Dead Space. It doesn't just give you the upgrade.
That's not like a skill point.
Sometimes you gotta just pull. You gotta get that shit.
So like when you're doing like impossible mode, now like all right, okay. For me, this is just a me thing, maybe. All right. When you do a game and you're playing like on easy mode, you're playing on kid mode. Normal mode, you're playing on kid mode. Hard mode, you're playing on like kind of sort of the way they wanted you to play the game. But then when you get to like impossible or like one hit or like must die mode, that's like the real mode. That's like the if I were playing, if I were in this situation in real life.
This is this.
Right. This is like what would really happen. So like playing on impossible mode impossible mode isn't like too fucking hard. Because there are some modes in games where it's like, I won't even touch them shit. Right. Like super extreme mega dega hard. But like impossible mode would be the if you were in the game mode. So like him getting clapped real easy would be kind of legitimate if.
All right, so this is the difference for me. It's not the difficulty because I feel the same way you feel about Kadawfi. Mm-hmm. Yes, I could beat it. It's not like a mode that is impossible to beat, even if it's called impossible.
Right.
It's just not playing the game, not having the feel of it.
Right.
If I played it a little bit more, like had a couple more days and kind of got my fingers all warm and wet to the damn game, I feel like I could have got better with the accuracy.
Yeah.
I could have probably learned a way to attack each kind of enemy. I was kind of thrown in like Isaac, thrown in the deep end. It was kind of if a real person was just like, hey, guess what? Either sink or swim or you're going to die. So, yes, I don't think it was like a horrible fucking mode, but for a person that you had all the upgrades on yours, Matthew probably had the upgrades twice on. He probably played New Game Plus. He probably played that many times. So, yes, I don't think it was a bad game, but or a bad mode. It was just kind of putting a 5-year-old in an 8-foot fucking pool.
Well,
either sink or swim.
As the nerds on the internet and Dark Souls players everywhere say, get good.
And absolutely.
Well,
it was just I didn't have my hands wet enough for it.
Listen,
like
you saw, how many times did the game tell you to dismember them?
That could have been up to my...
How many times?
Hold on, actually twice.
Twice, right?
Hold on. Let me get my point through.
Go ahead.
Yes. It could have went up to my accuracy with that one because I was kind of more hitting them in the hip, not the leg. I should have went more for the knees or the arms.
We said sweep the leg. Your ass went body blow. Body blow.
You was tearing their stomachs up.
Bro, you was in guts on that shit.
I was trying to get rid of...
I'm trying to cut them in half.
How you said Kadawfi. I was trying to get the little arms first. Trying to get the little arms first before I got the big arms that had the...
You talking about the little arms that pop out the stomach?
Motherfucking crying and shit.
But,
man.
Yeah, it was all up to accuracy. I'm really bad. That's why I really don't play Rainbow Six no more, because I get domed every fucking time.
Hey, listen, I will admit some things were a bit...
If I get my hands better, it happens like that.
Yeah, I was talking about Rainbow Six sucking. No, I mean, dude, I get that. When you're trash at a game, I mean, especially when you have to... That 3-hour playthrough, you know what I mean? That like fucking, all right, you got this amount of time to get as far as you can and, you know, try to have fun. Ha ha. And yeah, especially in a game like that, you're going to die and then you're going to die and then you're going to die again. And then dude, I think you died 15 times at one spot.
It was the one with how it was the boiler room because it was pretty much the boiler room. And I went in there and they were coming at me both ways and I had to figure it out. That's all it was. That's the whole game is just you got to figure out the right way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I know I didn't die as much as you did when I first played, but I also didn't play on impossible mode my first time through. But I mean, I got to go back and New Game Plus that shit.
You got to play impossible. I will not allow it any other way.
All right. You tell me how to play my PS3.
Don't tell me how to play my games in.
But I beat it on hard though.
Okay.
Well, I got to play it on impossible
because there's a harder difficulty.
But I want a New Game Plus it.
But you gotta play Tetris on a unicycle on a tightrope and be the best motherfucking Tetris player in the fucking world.
But I want to play it on New Game Plus. And I want to finish it on hard like I did the first time.
No, because you have all the weapons already. That's another thing.
That's why I want a New Game Plus.
That's another thing that was real funny. Hold on.
That's the reason why I want a New Game Plus it. Like I want to use the weapons that I have and see if I can Rambo this shit.
The only way to play on New Game Plus with your weapons in the first game is by beating the game on impossible and then going back through again. So when you pick, it's clear game data, right?
You said on the first game.
So you completed it on hard, right? That was your clear game where you had all your weapons. You load back into that game.
Right.
New Game Plus.
Right.
You can't up the difficulty.
I didn't say I wanted to up the difficulty. I said I want to play New Game Plus, and you're begging me to play on Impossible.
You should play on
Impossible. But I can't play New Game Plus
Get your feet wet.
on Impossible because I don't have New Game Plus on Impossible. I have New Game Plus on Hard, and I want to Rambo this shit. I've already gone through this trial once.
You're just scared to play Dead Space again.
I was about to say the same thing. He's trying to get kid mode without having kid mode set on it. I beat it on hard, you guys, but I had all the weapons and all the armor.
But I earned all the weapons.
Wait, from the first hard
on hard mode. I already did this shit on hard mode.
So you want to have kid mode on hard mode?
That's right. I just said I want to Rambo this shit. Like I've already earned my right to put cheat codes in. I can already put the Ender Dragon in my game because I beat it once already.
We're not talking about that.
We're not talking about
Dead Space.
I can already do the fucking what do you call it? The Grand Theft Auto codes: the left, up, R1, R2, L2, jump, 3, 4, 5. You know, I can triangle, forward, X square. I can do that now because I've beaten it. Now I can use my cheat codes. Does that not?
I will admit what was really funny.
That's a bunch of hoe shit, and you know it.
So when I got Steve, hold on, I got Steve set up for Dead Space the other day, right when he was supposed to play it. And he wanted to play Impossible, so he tried to do the thing with the cleared data where you had all your shit. So the game intro plays, and Steve's, like, Isaac already decked out in the full engineering suit, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, he's not supposed to have he's not supposed to have any armor plates on him. And he puts the helmet on, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't allow that. And he had the pulse rifle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, Steve, I'm sorry.
I'm
But I
sorry.
can't allow you to play this. We had to watch the intro all over again. And Isaac was naked.
That shit had to have been for you like Metroid games. Like you start off the game with all her good armor and shit, and then your ship crashes and you lose all your armor, and you back to being naked. And you're just like,
No, it felt like- it
just
felt
got a
like-
standard gun.
I felt like I was about to get it, and then it was like,
By the way, I can't allow you to do that.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. Now, if they made a game where you were armored up to the gills like that from the giddy up,
It's not a horror movie.
and then still punished you as much as Dead Space can punish you with all your guns, that'd be a badass game.
so I gotta ask.
That'd be a badass
I
game.
gotta ask both of you. Even with all that armor, is Isaac Clarke still paper mache?
I mean, he is, but
Yeah.
his armor ain't. At that point, his armor ain't.
That's the thing you experienced in Impossible. Like you were saying, it's basically what if that situation were real.
Right.
When you get grabbed in Impossible, unless you have full health, you're probably going to die.
I had half health most of the time.
And then, like, you'd barely make it out, and then something else would come and clip you, and you'd die.
Yep. That's kind of how you kept dying.
So, with, like you're saying with paper mache, obviously you get upgrades to your armor, you get upgrades to your health through the rig system.
The bench.
The rig system. Yes.
Which is a great inventory.
Because,
I thought
like,
it was a great inventory.
that was another thing, like you were saying with the bench. What was really cool is you didn't get skill points and upgrade your shit. You didn't get weapon parts. You got power nodes that you had to go out and find.
Yep.
That you also had a limited number about, like the power node rooms. You know, like I want to keep a power node on me at all times.
Mhm.
But if I'm low on ammo, I'm gonna have to give away that chance to upgrade my weapon for some more supplies to keep me going.
Yep.
Which was always a very good thing about like inventory management, because you thought you capped out on plasma energy, even though you had like 4 more spaces of inventory. Like you can just fill your shit with plasma energy, but you probably don't want to. You probably want to have at least a couple health packs and maybe a stasis pack, which I will agree with you the other day. For some reason, the first game doesn't have a quick stasis, like to refill it. They changed that in the second one. I was wrong about that.
I think that makes the game superficially easier. And I say superficially because it's not really that important, but like I like the idea of not being able to rely on dropping a stasis pack. Because like in order to go into your inventory, the game doesn't pause. Everything's still live, and like Isaac is pretty much just looking at his phone at that point, you know. And
wait a minute,
he said, "Hold on, shit, hold on." He's pretty much looking at his phone, and like to go and get that stasis. That like from that once you know that stasis becomes like
don't use it unless you need to,
right? Like unless you just have to, and if you go out there and just waste it, then you're gonna have to get good at shooting. Which I had to, my first playthrough, I had to get good at shooting because I was fucking wasting the shit out of my stasis.
Mm-hmm.
In both your experiences, is running a way of getting out of there? At all.
Hell no, they'll follow you into the elevator.
For me personally, no. But I have the misfortune of deciding to watch Dead Space speedrun. Because I didn't think you could run past shit in Dead Space. But apparently you can.
Well, if you get away far enough.
Apparently you can.
Well, there's more to. I meant to ask this as well. Like, if you are out of ammo, because you saw how bad I was at aiming.
Yeah,
there was a lot of ammo I didn't have.
Right.
Was there like still no running, even like in a small spurt? Like you had to get through a hallway, but you knew there was like 2 slashers.
There was times where running away was necessary,
but you're not getting away from the. You're not getting away.
They will chase you. Like you'll run away. Like you saw some areas how you would go into a room and they back off. Right? But like other times when you step out that room, they obviously come after you. If you get past them, they'll back off, but they're going back into the vents to chase after you. That's why they would back off, because they're trying to find you.
Trying to find a different path to you.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually pretty scary about Dead Space, was them damn vents. Like, I don't know how many times you got to deal with it in the first couple chapters, but like later, because like you become paranoid about the shit. And they give you good reason, kind of like Resident Evil or Dead Space,
or Dead Space,
not Dead Space, Resident Evil or Dino Crisis with the dogs or the dinosaurs jumping out the window.
Oh my god!
Like everybody lost their panties back then.
I'll be honest with you, I just started shooting every vent.
But like running away, you know me, I don't like to run away. I'll clear a room. Call me Joel.
All right. I'm just gonna say this again. He slapped like a bitch in the first one, and he stomped kind of like you saw me try to stomp out the baby twice.
Yeah, but you have,
and I missed because okay, he stops, twists his hips, and puts that foot down. But he still misses.
He got to put some torque on it.
So like, I never had a problem with his stomp. I always stomped the shit out of what I needed to stomp the shit out of.
Hey,
you just need to get good with that stomp. It's a good stomp.
No.
And then he's got the left foot stomp too, the one that he stretches his foot out. And man,
if you ever get to see the second Dead Space,
he will
see that stomp. I'm telling you, man, you're gonna love that stomp because it's like CJ on Grove Street stomping a motherfucker out. I promise you.
That shit get vicious.
Hey, after a while, he starts cursing you like Stone Cold. Stomp.
I mean, them boots are awful heavy too. If he can stomp at that capacity, wow, that volume and capacity.
Because I've a couple times have killed them.
So like,
killed slashers
it's always
like that.
So. In other words, he was stomping out of fear in Dead Space 2. He was stomping scared. Shit.
He was stomping because he knew. Because
he stomped at it.
Like what's he? All right, look at when you see a roach in the house, a palmetto bug. When you see one of those in the house, you stomp the fucking flying shit out of it because you know what that means when you see a roach in the house. Motherfucker's gonna bring their friends. And make sure his friends see it when you stomping his
bring
ass
your
out.
homeboys with you.
But when you see a spider in the house, you just give him one good fucking. Hope he ain't got no friends around.
You can say that if he was stomping scared or not, but he was saying mother effer and
I think
fucking ass.
I think the difference is when you see it is shit. You have a perfect example of it in the first one. Remember when you went around the corner and there was just a slasher laying on the ground playing dead?
Take a nap.
Right? You can tell the difference because a slasher that's on the ground that is full is not dead. It will jump at your ass every fucking time. Wait. Isaac in the first game, one good stomp, maybe take off a leg. Isaac in the second game, bitch, you staying down.
He wants all of you.
He wants him to stay.
He gonna turn you into baloney
because he gets smarter about it, and like that's another. And like you see it throughout the games, he gets better at what he does.
So I like how I explained while I was playing Dead Space how I was like, if I just shoot an arm and a leg off, they might automatically die. And I kept on shooting them in the stomach like I was
I saw you shoot one time. You shot and you aimed at it. You was 2 feet away, and I swear to God, you was 2 feet away from this shit. And then you like looked away to the side of it and shot to make sure that the fucking laser pointer of a crosshair you got still fired on target. No matter how many hundreds of times you shot that fucking gun, that was going to be the one time it didn't shoot on target. I'm good. I needed that.
You died there too. You died.
And then he had the audacity to go back over and brick. Why am I dying? Oh God.
I did I didn't like this, but it kind of reminded me of another game. I just can't remember the name of the game. He had to automatic or manually reload. You couldn't reload without aiming down sights, which was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little added detail. Like I don't know if he can do automatic reload in the second one. I can't remember. Third one he can finally.
One he can do. I think he can do it on the fly in the third one because they turned that shit to an action game. We will probably cover it, but I'm not happy about it.
I do like the first. The first one definitely is scare your pants off, poop yourself.
Well, let's start to wrap this up with how scary was it? Like your experience because it's a spooky season.
All right, I'm gonna give you a point of view.
Okay,
me playing it. In real life, I would shit my
fucking pants.
I'd put the gun to my mouth and say it's done.
You're done.
I'm not doing this.
Your shit would shit itself.
I am checking out. Fuck you. I'm done. First time seeing a necromorph. Hey, I'm out. Hell no. All right, Kadawfi. What would you feel about it? Was it scary at all? Because it wasn't too scary.
All right. So, I mean, the first time I played it, again, I'm not a fan of having my panties scared off. I like to wear them securely underneath my pants where they belong. Dead Space Part 1 scared me enough to where I haven't played Dead Space 2 or 3. I have no desire.
2's much worse.
I actually don't often reach out and play horror games. And that one did it for some years. I was good for a few years. I was like, all right, no more of that.
Well, good. You had enough years. Let's play the second one.
But like now in the if it were real life, honestly, in real life, I think I'd be braver than I was in the video game, if that makes any sense.
You die.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure of it. But
you'd run into a room, guns blazing, and die.
I don't think that like.
I'm liquid gold steam.
Like, I think I might be able to get one or two of them motherfuckers. But as soon as I ran out of ammo, my ass would go melee mode, and that's it. You know, that's
you lose that fight.
This is where Marquise dies.
Well, yeah, that's another thing is you were talking about his punch earlier. The monsters aren't that stupid because like you've seen them block. They'll parry your fucking punch and grab your ass.
Yep.
And then it's about it.
Yeah, they can bob and weave a little bit too. When you're shooting them, you've seen it. When you try to go for the leg and the motherfucker, like, what are you doing? And move to the side on you, sidestep you.
Mm-hmm. It's not just going to give it to you.
Right. I like that the AI wasn't
mindless.
The AI didn't want to get killed. You know, I like that. That they
it was a good enemy.
Yeah, good, all of them were good enemies.
So,
Matt, how did you feel about it?
Oh man, I know when I first played, because I first played the second one back in middle school.
The first one.
I'm getting to that. I first played the second one back in middle school, and it had about the same effect as the first one did, which was die. Please die. Stop, die. And like, oh, good. There's another one. Like, and that's what's really cool about it is like you were saying, like Karsh was saying, they're not just mindless zombies just coming at you. Like, obviously they're flailing themselves at you because they're one big hive mind trying to get you. But at the same time, they're smart about it. Like, it's going to surround you and you have to be on your toes. Not like a Resident Evil game, like at least early on, where like I think even later on the zombies are like that, where they'll gang up and you'll get grabbed and you move along. You get ganged up on this game, you're probably going to get shredded.
Yeah, I got jumped like
you
4
got
times.
Jumped, and I don't mean like just they got me. Like, nah, they wanted that. The game itself, the PlayStation, you played that shit. I was like, nah, man, sorry, not gonna get out of here without this.
Yeah, bro, you was on the wrong turf and shit, wearing the wrong colors. They made sure they gave
black. I was wearing orange. Something was wrong.
They gave you the business. That's probably one of the coolest things about Dead Space. Really, is that the AI works. The game today on PlayStation 3 still works.
It's
just
dated.
No, it works.
It's not dated.
This one actually works just fine. Which, like, when you told me they were doing a remake, I was disappointed. Because I was like, no, you lazy bastards. Fucking download it on Steam. Motherfucking go get a PlayStation 3.
Or just remaster it.
Like, don't remaster it.
I want to fuck that.
There's no point.
No. Fuck the remake. I want to remaster on a Nintendo Switch. Give me that shit on the Switch.
The game already plays perfect. Like, it's Dead Space Part 1, for the way Dead Space Part 1 was supposed to work, it's almost flawless. I mean, it really is. Like, I honestly, playing through it, seeing the cutscenes, the only thing I really don't like that much about it
is Nicole.
Is the Church of Unity. Unitology people. Like, they kind of made the whole thing, and that's part of the reason. Like, it's good storytelling. That it's like a villain you don't like. And you're like, I fucking hated that villain. Good, they did their job. I think the game itself and the way it plays, the way it feels great. It was responsive as fuck. There wasn't like a delay when you press the buttons. Why remaster, remake, redo? Why not improve and make new?
Well, that's why, and we're going to start closing out this podcast. That's why we're getting the Callisto Protocol later this year, which is going to be really cool. And they also have, like I said, the remake coming out for PlayStation 5. I don't know if it's going to be on Series Everything, but like you have a lot of fans that wanted to keep up with this. They haven't given up. You got Mass Effect again on newer consoles. We never really got more Dead Space after
Grand Theft Auto 5 on every console.
Fuck Grand Theft Auto 5. And I'm talking about Dead Space. We haven't got a fucking game since 2013, and it pisses me off.
So you guys were going to completely skip over how I was using telekinesis at all. You couldn't have told about how I was using the bodies to move boxes.
Oh my God! Thank you for reminding me.
Tell your story, Steve.
Oh
All right,
my God.
so, all right, MattMatt talks about Nicole showing up. And Nicole showed up one time for me. She was talking all this sad shit, and I think I shot her or she fucking just fell out. And they showed me telekinesis, because you get telekinesis, you get stasis. So there was boxes that was covering it the way I had to go. And my thought, I'm going to use the bodies to push the boxes. Not thinking to grab said boxes with telekinesis to move it out of the way. No.
All right.
Use the bodies and just push it out of the way.
Just push them right out the way.
All right.
That's Liquid Gold Steve right there.
Liquid Gold said
I mean,
so.
dude was just smashing bodies against the boxes. I mean, over and over. It's like, he didn't do it once or twice. He sat there for like a good 3 minutes, smashing bodies into these. And me and MattMatt just dying laughing because he's like, "Oh, I'm doing it right.
I'm doing it right.
I'm doing it right." And like, we couldn't even stop laughing long enough to tell him to pick up the fucking box.
and then I just walked through.
No. Okay, so let me break this down as a player who's been playing this series for a long time. A lot of people who played the first game, y'all know the second chapter when it starts, you get the telekinesis. The lady drops it for you, whatever, she dies. And you have the two boxes right there, right after you pick up the fucking telekinesis ability. Steve's first thought was, let me pick up the dead body and throw it into it. Now, how many of you who have played this game did that shit? A couple of you probably, but then you stopped and picked up the fucking box. Nuh-uh, not this motherfucker. He threw them into the box over and over and then just walked through them. I felt stupid because I've been doing this shit so many times and I didn't think to myself, hey, maybe I'll just walk the fuck through them. Fuck you and the way you play that fucking game, you dumb fucking dumb fuck.
You know that was Nicole, right? You know that was Nicole, right?
Huh? No, it wasn't Nicole. You never see Nicole's body throughout the whole game.
Yeah, that wasn't Nicole. That was a whole.
Like her.
Yeah, like a.
I mean, to be honest with you,
with brown hair.
To be honest with you, she was probably one of the necromorphs you beat the fuck up in the medical bay. Like, I don't know if they programmed her to be there, but that's most likely the story because she was dead the entire time, like before you even got there. Anyway, I think that crazy ass Isaac. I think that about does it for a Halloween special. Closing thoughts? Anybody?
Hashtag Joel would win.
Hashtag Crush is stupid. No, for real, I think this game is horror factor 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 game. I'd fucking play it again. I want to finish it just to say I finished it. But yeah, shit your pants while I'm I would never ever. Oh, I do have it.
Yeah, you got my copy of it.
Good. I can play it tonight. I had to I'd have to play it on hard. I'd have to play it on hard and then play it on impossible.
Don't play it on impossible. Just fucking beat the game. I don't want to come to your house and see you missing anymore. I want you to have more chances to hit to get your fucking aim better. Hey, Steve, hit him in the shins. Now, fuck that. I'm going to hit him in the fucking head, and I'm going to shoot him in the goddamn stomach over and over again.
I still feel like using the bodies to move the boxes out the way is the perfect plan. Fuck you guys. I used Plan C when there was A and B right in front of me.
It never occurred to me to not pick the boxes up. Like, it just never occurred to me to do anything other than to pick the boxes up and move them. For me personally, after listening to you guys, I kind of am looking forward to trying the other Dead Space games.
2's dope.
But y'all are going to have to try Mass Effect.
Okay.
That's going to have to be my deal for that.
Anyway. We are the Fighting Couch Potatoes. You can find us on every social media except for Reddit and those other fucking ones that you don't know about. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Obviously, you're listening to us on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the bell, do a backflip, do all that shit. Remember, stay cool, stay classy, stay spooky, and happy Halloween, everybody.